He said, no, I allegedly did not. Not allegedly, I did it. Those were his words, folks. Why? Across social media, people are saying he didn't get a fair trial. I want to talk about this trial, okay? Now, let me give you a little background on who Carmelo Anthony is, okay? Before he took the life of that young Metcalf boy. Kevin was his name, I think, okay? Carmelo Anthony was not a bad boy. All right. He was a highly regarded high school student and athlete who maintained A and B grades and was on track to graduate. Prior to his conviction, he attended Centennial High School in Frisco, Texas, where he served as captain of both the football and track teams. So, yes, he was on the track team. Okay. And I'm sure that maybe his team had a tent too, just like the other team did. Now, I'm not sure about that. I didn't research that. Good morning, Mandy. How are you doing, kid? Huh? I don't know where everybody is today. My thing says I got one person here. Are you the only one here, Mandy? I don't know if my notifications are going out to people, whether they know I'm here or not. Okay? But, something's going on with YouTube. Okay? I don't know what it is. But I'm going to talk anyways, okay? That wonder is probably working, okay? There, we got Ivan there. Ivan got his notification. Thank you. Ivan, I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony because I'm sick and tired, all right, of all this bullshit that I'm hearing. People saying he's innocent, okay? This guy, this kid, he was a nice kid. He was not a gangbanger. He was a good student in school, good athlete. He had everything going for him in life. But within a few short seconds, he messed up his entire life. Why he did it, what possessed him to do it, I got no idea. All right? But people, all right, and I'm sure, I don't know if you're keeping up with it and seeing other content creators, okay? And then on TikTok, it's loaded with stories and people saying, oh, he didn't have any black jurors. Folks, he had a jury of his peers. I don't care what color you are, all right? I don't care what nationality you are. But there is no way in the world, after hearing a tape where he admits what he did, and then having over 20 witnesses testify against him. No jury in the world could find him not guilty. And I don't care what color you are. Good morning, Agent Orange. How are you? Captain Cooper, thank you for coming. All right. And everybody else, Juice Box, how you doing? Okay. Folks, I want you to leave me a comment. Am I right or am I wrong? All right. I mean, Jesus Christ. Why do people got to make a racist thing out of it? There's nothing racist here. Okay? Folks, have you ever been in a situation where you walked into somebody's territory that you shouldn't have been, okay, and they've asked you to leave? You didn't pull out a knife and do something, did you? Folks, I can't tell you how many times that I'd be in a restaurant in New York and I'd be with some guys, let's call it the Genovese family, okay? And we're there having a drink, talking, all right? And then a couple more guys come in from the Genovese family. I'm not affiliated with that family, okay? And now they say, Ori, would you excuse us? We need to have a meeting. I'm going to leave, okay? I'm going to leave, folks. It's not my meeting. I don't belong there. Yeah, we belong. We're having drinks and socialize. That's one thing. But when you're asked to leave, it's very simple. Just leave. And he'd still be alive today. Now, I don't know if he took a pill that day. I don't know anything. I know as much as everybody else. All right? But I do know because I heard it with my own ears. So if I was on that jury, I would have had to convict him based upon the discovery the prosecution had. I don't know why people got fight about this. Hmm. Somebody asked me, should we date single mothers? Well, why not? If they're single, then you have a right to date them. Okay? But as far as it goes as dating, folks, I never dated a married woman or somebody else's guy's girl. Okay? To me, that's just a no no in my book, and I don't do that. All right? One cigar a day keeps the doctor away. Well, a couple packs of cigarettes a day keeps the doctor away. Hmm. Okay, now let's talk about how much time he got. Okay? But and for folks, the laws in Florida are so different than other places. Okay, normally, well, but I understand Carmelo had a choice in the beginning to whether to have the judge pass the sentence or the jury. And from what I have heard, he selected to have the jury select his sentence. And they came back quick. You got to remember, these 12 people are the same people that convicted him just a few hours before. So what do you think they're going to come back with? Okay? They didn't come up with manslaughter. They came up with the M conviction. He faced 99 years. 99 years the judge could have gave him. But the judge only gave him 35, and he's eligible for parole in 17. Okay? And I hope that whatever time he does, the 17 years, I hope he uh, takes classes. I hope he does good things in prison and doesn't get in any trouble. And I hope that, he comes out on and 17 years, he'll be still below the age of 40. He could have a pretty decent, uh, okay, while Rose Zimmerman confessed and got 0 years. Well, that was in Florida. It was a different case, different jury. Okay. I'm not going to get in to the Zimmerman case here. Okay, I'm not here to talk about Zimmerman. That's history, folks. So, I yeah, you want to bring up all these cases where people all right, got 0 years and confessed. Okay? Yeah, that happens. We're not talking about that. Okay? I mean, come on, wake up. All right? Yeah, I knew, but man, I told you we would get people in here with comment. They're not going to like what I say. And I knew that coming in here. Okay? And I accept it. While it had nothing to do with Carmelo being black. He was where he should not have been. Now, was there a little shove, a little poke? Yeah. Is that a reason to go in? He took the time. He took the time to go in his backpack and boom, what he did. Okay? Folks, you got to understand. Okay? Now, I'll admit that, 35 years is a little too much, okay, for this kid. All right? But I can't change that. And now everybody thinks she's going to automatically get a new trial because she's got this so-called dream team that's going to take the appeal and do it for nothing. Okay? And what they're going to do here, folks, first of all, it's going to take 2, 3 years for the appeal to be heard. All right? Unless they do what Diddy did and try to get it pushed up, okay? But these lawyers are working for nothing, from my understanding, and are doing it pro bono. Okay? But, folks, what are they going to say? The judge was dirty? The prosecution was dirty? Are they going to say that? That's not going to get them an appeal. That judge did everything right. Okay? So they got to find errors that were made by the judge. Okay? And by his lawyer. Now, his lawyer, I got to be honest with you, folks, his lawyer was horrible, terrible. Now, this is what I heard. I can't confirm it, but I'm going to tell you what I heard. It's been all over social media. Okay? And what it is that I heard, the gentleman referred Carmelo's father to a really good lawyer. He was a black lawyer, and he wanted $500,000. And folks, he's not wrong. That's what lawyers charge for a criminal case of this nature, especially with all the media attention that it got. Okay, Melo's father found this guy to do it for $75,000, $80,000. Folks, that's about a day in a courtroom. Okay, he had the money. That family raised over $1 million off the back of their son, Carmelo. Yeah, almost $1 million. They didn't put it for legal fees. They bought a house. They bought a car. What, isn't your son more important than you buying a home in an upscale area? All right? Isn't that more important? It would be to me, and I'm sure it would be to you. I put every freaking penny that I could put my hands on for his legal defense. They didn't do that. Folks, can you give me a like there? All right, hit that like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Okay? Uh, but Carmelo Anthony's not a bad boy. something happened to him, and nobody's going to know. All right, no, nobody's going to know unless you are Carmelo Anthony. What went through? All right. First of all, he should have known there is a rule not to bring any kind of weapon to schools. You don't do that, huh? Hey, why do you want to start an argument with me? You're starting an argument with the wrong person. You see, you're one of those people that want to start a war. That's the kind of person you are, Wild. Why are you doing this? I'm trying to just talk some sense to you, and my observation, it's what I think, okay? As an intelligent guy. And if you got half a brain, and you were sitting in that jury, I don't care what color you are, what nationality, what religion, after hearing that testimony, after hearing him tell that officer he did it right on camera. And look at, he knew what he was doing. When the officer was writing his name, he wrote C. And Carmelo said, no, it's Karmelo. Spelled it right out for the cop. Right after he said he did it. So how can you find him not guilty? All right? Jeff Metcalf. The father is a nice guy, folks. Very religious guy. He has said nothing bad about anybody. Okay? Why don't you study the guy and why don't you listen to him? Okay? All right? He's been on TV. All right? He wishes no ill will on anybody. All right? He even feels bad for Carmelo. But remember something. He lost his son. And remember, his other son was next to him. His other son held him in his arms, held him in his arms when he became unalive. Same way they find white people not guilty. Wild. Wild likes to play the racist card. You know, Wild, I want to give you a little bit of advice, okay? You're a very unhappy individual. You should try to get a life. Get your own life. All right? Try to become something. Stop being racist. I'm not racist against blacks. I'm not racist against anybody. You did you? I'm going to tell you something. All right, Wild? I'm Italian. I'm 100% Italian. Did you know that when we came, my grandfather came to this country, they had us as blacks. Yeah, they had us right with you black people, us Italians. And you want to call me racist, buddy? Okay, you're talking to the wrong guy. Okay, talking to the wrong guy. Okay, you know that my father, when he tried getting jobs, they had to change their name. All right, he used an Irish name to try to get jobs. Went town to town, city to city, trying to get jobs so he could put food on the table for his family. All right, but we emerge. We come back. We stood up. And we've done a lot of good things. So while I want to strongly recommend you should buy the book Think and Grow Rich, okay? And do something, all right? The system is not racist, all right? If you listen to a guy last night, there's more white people in prison today than black people, okay? If you want to blame somebody, when the black population in prison increased was 1991, when President, you probably voted for him, Joe Biden, wrote the worst crime bill in history. Yeah, President Joseph Biden. He wrote it. That's how he thought. And you know what happened? He put minimum mandatory sentence in there. You know how the prison population, woo, exploded right up with black. And then you voted him for president. Okay? This is what I mean. You folks don't. You vote red or blue. You don't vote for the person. You don't check him out, see what he's done, who he really is. Eh? We're not talking about LGBT here, folks. All right, I don't know why you're bringing that up. All right, enhancement of charges. I got enhanced. What do I think of them? Minimum mandatory sentencing guidelines should be illegal and unconstitutional, along with the RICO Act. Okay, who was the RICO Act made up for? Huh? Who was the RICO Act? Just put more Italians in prison than anybody else. And for the Italians, so they could arrest us Italians and put us in prison. And that's what they did. Okay? And that's what they're doing today. I don't hear white people say that, oh, my trial was illegal. I should be found not guilty, but there was a Jewish person, he voted against me. There was a black person that voted against me. I don't hear that. But in this case, we are forced to hear this bullshit. And people just keep coming back from it. All right? I'm from Calabria in Italy. Go ahead, Camilla. Camilla, you in Sweden? Guess my age. You're pretty close. Pretty close. I'm 81. You had me at 78. Most people think I'm 65. All right? Sam yes, of course I know who he is. All right? Yes, Michael has a book. I have a book too. Okay? You want to read about Michael Frank's age? He's in my book. Okay? People always want to bring out Michael. I think it's the same person. Okay? Michael and I know each other. We go way back. All right? But you want to read about Michael? He's in my book. You should read it. Learn something. Most people don't read today. Most people don't know how to read. Okay? They don't know how to read. Come here. I'd like to talk to you about Sweden. Sweden happens to be one of the happiest places on earth, folks. Did you know that? Huh? Am I right? Camilla? Huh? Hey, you want to learn what an accidental gangster is? Read my book. Okay? You're right. Thank you, King. All right? It's terrible. So we live in a country today that most people don't know how to read. And then we expect them to know what the history of our country is. Okay? How could they understand what the history of our country, how we were founded, that we're probably the youngest country in the world, and we're 250 years old. Okay? 250 years old we are, folks. And we're one of the youngest countries in the world. Mm. Sweden is great. Yes, I heard. I had I was talking to a girl that, but I never met her in person. But we did FaceTime. Okay, I wanted to get there to meet her. Huh? While I use the reason to RICO, we're not racist against it. There's nothing racist. This guy wild. Keep him in here, Mandy. I like this guy. Okay, don't throw him out, Mandy. Okay, because he's got a right to say what he thinks. All right, and I'm not going to change his mind. Quite obviously. Okay, I'm not here to change people's mind. Okay, Camilla, no, I don't speak Italian. I do when I'm in Italy. All right. Hey, yes. Don't. Why you telling me this bullshit with Michael? I know fucking Michael better than you ever will know him. Okay? Better than you ever know him. You got his phone number? He's right there on my phone. Okay? Boy, these people come like they know something and they know the guy personally. Okay? You read and listen. All right? I come here, I tell you the truth, I tell you the facts. Come on, folks, let's hit that like button. Come on, smash that button. Get me to 50, okay? I gotta go get a haircut today, folks. I don't know why. This side of my hair, okay? Just, I don't know. All right? He's a Fox News groupie. Thank you, Ray. Where's Jimmy Hoffa? Michael does not speak Italian, my friend. All right? These people come here and they really think they know Michael. Oh boy, it just cracks me up. Okay, really seriously. All right. Thank you. I need the laugh there. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Hey Wayne, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, bro. Uh, you don't have us old time gangsters no more, that's for sure. Okay? Huh? Who do I think the World Cup? Well, I'll tell you, my son is glued and watching every single game there is. You got to admit, the United States doing really good. I'd like to see the United States win. What do you think? All right, you think they're going to win it? Huh? Heavy motion. Do I like black? Of course, I like black people. Read my book and see the black people that I know. Okay? See the black people that were my friends. Okay? Why don't you read about how the Italian, all right, stood up for the blacks against the Ku Klux Klan? Oh, you didn't know that either, did you? Okay? No, you didn't know that because you don't want to know what good Italians or whites have done for the blacks. All right? People don't want to know that. Where's that guy Wild? Okay? Huh? I want you to hear that. All right? Come on, we got to stop with this racist bullshit. I dated black girls, folks. All right? Dated all kinds of girls. Chinese, French, whatever. You're a girl. I like girls. What am I going to do? I can't stop that. I've been that way since I was born. All right? Huh? Um, the race relations worse? No, no, I think they're much better. Okay? They're much better. Look at, folks, you look out there, there's a lot of very, very intelligent black people. Okay? People, take a guy like Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington. These guys, some of the best actors that we ever had. You know why? It's not because they're black, not because they're white. They studied their craft. They studied their craft. That's how you progress in life. You study what you want to do, what you want to become, and you become a better person. Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington. All right? Look at, they never made a bad movie. When they started with my movie and people asked me, who do you want to play you, Ori? I said, Denzel Washington. They said, what? They said, he's black. I said, yeah. I said, just think of how great it would be a Denzel Washington playing an Italian. He'll knock it out of the park. Okay? Oh, a lot of trolling today. I knew there would be, Mandy. I told you before. Okay? You know what? I should do a live, Mandy. Maybe later I'll do one on TikTok about this here because TikTok is blowing up with Carmelo Anthony. Okay? Oh my God. Folks, look, try to be respectful, please. All right? Mandy's doing an awesome job. Folks, we're at 45 likes. 45. Come on, let's hit that like button. Get me to the magic number. What's the magic number? Come on, folks. Tell me what that magic number is. Okay? Lucky to have. My son's lucky to have. My son owns my life rights. My son knows my stories. My children do. You know why? Because I'm honest with my children. And I'm blessed that I got wonderful children. I got a couple adopted kids, Mandy being one of them. Okay. Yeah. And Diddy's another story. A lot of people still trying to hang on to these stories with Diddy. He's got all these civil lawsuits. Come on, folks. 3 more likes. Do you have it within you? All right. And if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. Yeah. Hit the thumbs down. I don't care which one you hit. All right. Hello, Franco. Did I say it right? Huh? Hello, Daddy. How are you? Ivan, I thank you for you like my perspective. York, how you doing? I like to say hi to everybody, folks. I'm a very cordial guy, and you know, I love you all. This is the only reason I do this. I'm not in this for the money, okay? If I was in this for the money, I would be on all day long, okay? I don't do that, folks. I want to have a little bit, whatever years I got remaining on this earth. I want them to be good years. I want to be happy. I like getting out in the world. I like seeing people. Okay, I like to see people happy. All right, and that's what makes me happy, making other people happy, and it's something that I do each and every day. So, folks, I hope I made some of you happy. I don't come here to give you news to make you unhappy, but I do want to come here, tell you truth and facts, okay, and my perspective, all right? And if I'm ever wrong, I'm going to be the first one to tell you I was wrong. Hello, JTM, how you doing? I'm good, my friend, all right? I'm good. God bless. Folks, today's Friday. And I told you I gotta go get a haircut. My barber hasn't called me back yet. What's wrong with him? All right. But they said 1 o'clock. It's 25 minutes to 1. So, folks, I know we got 30 people in here, which is pretty good. All right. Uh, So that's about all. Maybe I'll come back later, all right, and continue this story. If you want me to come back later and continue this story, all right, put a 1 in the comments, all right? I would appreciate that. So everybody have a great day and all my love and respect to each and every one of you. If you're driving, drive safely. God bless you.